So when you hear the term AI, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it killer robots? Maybe some super smart computer from a sci-fi movie? Well, that stuff is fun to think about, for sure. But the truth is, artificial intelligence is already a massive part of your life in ways you probably don't even realize. So today, let's pull back the curtain and really demystify what's going on.
I'm going to make a bold claim here. I bet you've already used AI, maybe a dozen times, before you even finished your first cup of coffee this morning. Yeah, I know, it sounds like a stretch, right? But stick with me, because AI is kind of the invisible engine that's powering a huge chunk of our modern world. Just think about it. That phone you unlocked with just a look? That's AI. Asking your smart speaker what the weather's like? Yep, AI again. That movie Netflix just knew you'd love, or the route Google Maps found to help you dodge traffic? Even the spam filter that keeps your inbox from being a total disaster. It's all powered by artificial intelligence. So, how are we going to break all this down? First, we're going to get the big picture, the 30,000-foot view of what AI really is. Then we're going to pop the hood and look at the 3 layers that make it all work. After that, we'll dive into how these systems actually learn, check out the incredible rise of what are called AI agents, and finally, we'll get to the fun part, how you can start using all this for yourself. Okay, let's start with that big picture. Before we get lost in the weeds, we need a really solid foundation. What are we actually talking about when we say AI?
At its very heart, artificial intelligence is all about one thing: getting computers to do stuff that, until now, has required a human brain. You know, things like recognizing a face in a crowd, understanding what you're saying, or even just telling the difference between a cat and a dog in a photo. It's really the science of making machines smart.
Now, this next part is absolutely crucial to understand. There are 2 main flavors of AI. Everything, and I mean everything we have today, is what's called narrow AI. It can be a genius at one very specific thing, right? Like a self-driving car that's amazing on California highways. But if you drop that same car in the middle of New Delhi, it would have no idea what to do. The AI you see in the movies, the kind that can drive, cook, write a song, and have a deep conversation, that's general AI. And folks, that is still very much science fiction. So, we've got the what. Now let's dig into the how. The best way to think about AI is like one of those Russian nesting dolls. You've got these different layers, and each one fits right inside the other. So let's open it up and see what's inside. The biggest doll, the outermost layer, is artificial intelligence itself. This is the whole field, the entire grand idea of building intelligent machines. It's the big umbrella that covers absolutely everything else. Okay, now inside that first doll, we find the next layer, machine learning, or ML. This is where things get really cool. See, with ML, instead of telling a computer exactly what to do with a bunch of rules, we just feed it tons and tons of data and let it figure out the patterns on its own. This is where the real magic is, and pretty much every AI you use every day is actually machine learning. And then, at the very, very center, the smallest doll, you have deep learning. This is basically machine learning on steroids. It uses something called neural networks, which are complex systems inspired by how our own brains are wired. These things are the powerhouse behind the most incredible stuff AI can do right now, like understanding your voice or instantly finding every photo of your dog on your phone. So a great way to remember this is with this phrase: all machine learning is AI, but not all AI is machine learning. And why is that? Well, because that big umbrella of AI also includes older, simpler stuff, like basic if this happens, then do that code. But the real revolution, the thing that's changing everything, that's all happening because of the learning part. Right, so if it's all about learning, how in the world does a machine actually learn anything? Well, it turns out there are 3 main ways we can teach a computer. First up, you've got supervised learning. This is basically like studying with flashcards. You give the AI a mountain of data that's already labeled with the right answer. Think a million emails, each one tagged as either spam or not spam, and it learns to spot the difference. Then there's unsupervised learning. Here, we just dump a whole mess of unlabeled data on the AI and say, figure it out. Its job is to find the hidden patterns all on its own, like grouping thousands of news articles into categories like sports or politics without being told what those are. And finally, we have reinforcement learning. This is exactly like training a dog. The AI learns through trial and error. It gets a reward for doing something right and a penalty for doing something wrong, and it just keeps trying to get the highest score possible, which is how an AI learns to become unbeatable at a game like chess. Okay, we've got the theory down. We know what AI is, the layers, how it learns. But so what? What does any of this mean for you in your daily life? This is where things get really, really exciting, with something new called AI agents.
Now, at this point, you might be thinking, this is all fascinating, but I can't code to save my life. Do I really need a PhD in computer science to do anything with this technology?
And the incredible answer to that question is no, not anymore. We're seeing a brand new wave of tools that lets literally anyone create their own personal AI employees. Little digital agents that can go to work for you 24/7.
So how does it work? It's actually super simple, usually just a 3-step flow. First, there's a trigger. Let's say a new email lands in your inbox and it has the word invoice in it. That sets off the action. The AI agent immediately reads that email, pulls out the key info, like the invoice number and the amount due, and automatically adds it to a new row in a Google Sheet. And the result? Your accounting sheet is always up to date, and you didn't have to lift a finger.
So we've gone all the way from the basics to the absolute cutting edge. But now it's time to talk about putting all this power directly into your hands. It is your turn to build.
And the possibilities here are they're wild. I mean, imagine having an AI agent that can research any topic for you and give you a summary, or one that listens to your meetings and automatically sends out the notes. You can build agents to manage your inbox, qualify sales leads, watch for price drops on a website, or even chat with your own documents. And the crazy part is, this isn't some far-off future stuff. This is what you can do right now, no coding required.
If you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. The incredible power of AI is no longer locked away in the labs of giant tech companies. The tools are now in everyone's hands. They're in your hands. So the only real question left is, what problem are you going to solve with your first AI employee?